stop scrolling. I'm about to tell you a story that will break your heart into a million pieces and then put it back together in a way you never expected. This is about a woman named Grace, and what she did for 18 years without anyone knowing will make you question everything you think you know about love, sacrifice, and what it truly means to be a mother. I'm warning you now. You will cry. You will ugly cry. And by the end, you will want to hug the person who raised you and thank them for everything they ever did. Are you ready? No, you're not. But let's begin anyway. But first, do me one favor. If you want more stories that will absolutely wreck you emotionally and remind you what real love looks like, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what I'm about to share with you is the kind of story that changes people. Real sacrifice, real love. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and I promise you, you will never regret it. Grace was 28 years old when it happened. She was a nurse at a government hospital in Kaduna, making barely enough to survive, but happy with her simple life. She wasn't married, wasn't in a relationship, just focused on her work and sending small money to her aging parents in the village every month. One night, the emergency room doors burst open. Two paramedics rushed in carrying a woman on a stretcher. She was bleeding heavily, very heavily. Grace ran over immediately. Car accident, one paramedic said. She's pregnant, about to deliver. We need to save the baby. The woman on the stretcher was barely conscious, but her hand reached out and grabbed Grace's arm with surprising strength. Her eyes were desperate, pleading. "My baby," she whispered. "Please, save my baby. We'll do everything we can," Grace promised. They rushed her to the operating theater. Grace assisted the doctor. They performed an emergency cesarean section. And at 11:47 p.m., a baby girl was born. Tiny, perfect, cry her lungs out, alive. But her mother wasn't. The woman died on the operating table. Massive internal bleeding from the accident. They couldn't stop it. She was gone before she even got to hold her daughter, before she even got to see her baby's face. Grace held that newborn baby, wrapped in a hospital blanket, and cried. This little girl had just entered the world and was already an orphan. No mother to feed her, no mother to sing to her, no mother to love her. They cleaned the woman's body and went through her belongings. No identification, no phone, no wallet, just torn clothes and blood. They couldn't find any family. Nobody came looking for her. Nobody claimed her body. Nobody asked about the baby. 2 weeks passed. The baby stayed in the hospital nursery. The social workers tried to find the mother's family. Nothing. They tried to place the baby in foster care. The system was overwhelmed. No space. No resources. The baby would end up in an overcrowded orphanage where she'd be just another forgotten child. Grace visited that baby every day after a shift. She would hold her, feed her, talk to her. And every night, walking home alone to her small one-room apartment, Grace would think about that little girl, about what her life would become. Then one night, Grace made a decision that would change her life forever. She went to her supervisor. "I want to adopt the baby." The supervisor stared at her. "Grace, are you serious? You're single. You barely make enough for yourself. Do you understand what you're taking on? This is not a puppy. This is a child. For life." "I know," Grace said, "but that baby has nobody, and I have love to give. That should be enough." It wasn't easy. The paperwork, the interviews, the judgmental looks from people who said a single woman had no business raising a child. But Grace fought, and eventually, 3 months after that accident, Grace walked out of the hospital carrying a baby girl she named Hope. Hope because that's what this child represented. Hope that love could conquer circumstance. Hope that family was more than blood. Hope that one person could make a difference. Grace's life changed overnight. No more free time. No more extra money. Everything went to Hope. Formula, diapers, clothes, doctor visits. Grace stopped eating out, stopped buying new clothes. She would wear the same nurse uniform until it had holes, then patch it and wear it again. Every kobo went to her daughter, her adopted daughter, her everything. People in Grace's life didn't understand. Her friends slowly disappeared. Why did you do this to yourself? You trapped yourself with someone else's responsibility. You'll never get married now. No man wants a woman with a child that's not his. Even Grace's own mother was upset. Grace, you're wasting your life. That child is not your blood. She owes you nothing. When she grows up, she will leave you. Then what? You'll be alone, old, with nothing. But Grace didn't care what they said, because when Hope smiled at her, when those tiny hands reached for her face, when that little voice said, "Mama," for the first time, Grace knew. She knew she had made the right choice. 18 years. Grace raised Hope for 18 years. Alone. Through sleepless nights when Hope was sick. Through poverty when there was no money for food and Grace would pretend she wasn't hungry, so Hope could eat. Through Hope's first day of school when Grace had to borrow money for the uniform. Through teenage years when Hope would get angry and say hurtful things like all teenagers do. "You're not even my real mother. You don't understand me." Those words would cut Grace deep, but she never threw it back in Hope's face. Never said, "I sacrificed everything for you." Never said, "Your real mother is dead and I'm all you have." Never weaponized the truth. She just loved Hope through the anger, through the confusion, through everything. Grace worked double shifts, triple shifts, anything to make sure Hope had what she needed. When Hope wanted to learn piano, Grace sold her only gold necklace, a gift from her late father, to pay for lessons. When Hope needed a laptop for school, Grace borrowed money she'd spend 2 years paying back. And through all of it, Grace never told Hope the full truth. She told her she was adopted, yes, but she never told her about the accident, about the mother who died trying to bring her into the world, about the fact that Hope had been unclaimed, unwanted by anyone except Grace. "Your mother loved you very much," Grace would say. "She couldn't raise you, so she chose me to take care of you. And I am honored." Hope believed her mother was somewhere out there, alive. Maybe she'd come back one day. Grace let her believe it because the truth seemed too cruel for a child to carry. Then came Hope's 18th birthday. She had just finished secondary school, top of her class, full scholarship to study medicine at university. Grace's baby was going to be a doctor. Grace cried for 3 days straight when that acceptance letter came. All those years of sacrifice, all those nights working while exhausted, all those meals skipped. It was worth it, all worth it. On Hope's birthday, Grace decided it was time. Time to tell her everything, the whole truth. They sat together in their small apartment. Grace held Hope's hands and told her about that night 18 years ago. About the accident. About the mother who died on the operating table. About the baby nobody wanted. About the decision Grace made to give up her own life to give Hope a chance. Hope listened in complete silence, tears streaming down her face. And when Grace finished, Hope broke down completely. "Mama," she sobbed. All these years, I thought maybe my real mother would come back one day. I thought maybe there was someone out there who was my real family. But it was you. It was always you. You're the only mother I've ever had. The only mother I will ever need." "Hope," Grace said gently, "you don't owe me anything. I chose to raise you. I wanted to raise you. You don't have to feel guilty." "Guilty?" Hope looked at her with fierce love. "Mama, I don't feel guilty. I feel grateful. I feel blessed. I feel like the luckiest person in the world because I got you. You could have walked away. You could have let me become just another orphan in the system. But you didn't. You chose me when nobody else did." She grabbed Grace's hands tighter. "Mama, you worked yourself to exhaustion for me. You went without food so I could eat. You were torn clothes so I could have new ones. You gave up everything. Your youth, your chances at marriage, your whole life. For me, for a baby that wasn't even yours. You are mine," Grace said firmly. "From the moment I held you in that hospital, you were mine. Blood doesn't make family. Love makes family." Hope pulled her mother into a tight embrace. "I'm going to make you proud, Mama. I'm going to become the best doctor. And I'm going to take care of you the way you took care of me. I'm going to give you the life you sacrificed for me. I promise you." Grace smiled through her tears. "Hope, you already made me proud. The day you called me Mama for the first time, I was proud. You don't have to prove anything." For years past, Hope went to medical school. She studied like her life depended on it. And true to her word, as soon as she started earning money from part-time medical work, she sent every kobo to Grace. "Mama, stop working double shifts. I can help now. Mama, move to a better apartment. I'm sending money. Mama, buy yourself new clothes. Please, for me." Grace cried every time. Her daughter, her hope, taking care of her. Then came the day that would validate everything Grace had ever done. Hope graduated medical school, top of her class. Again, the graduation ceremony was packed with families. Proud parents, wealthy parents, parents who had paid full tuition and didn't have to sacrifice. When Hope's name was called to receive her degree, she walked to the stage. The crowd applauded politely. But instead of just receiving her certificate and leaving like everyone else, Hope took the microphone. "Excuse me," she said. "I need to say something." The auditorium went quiet. "I want everyone to see the woman in the 5th row wearing the blue dress. That's my mother, Grace." Grace's heart stopped. Everyone turned to look at her. 18 years ago, Hope continued, her voice shaking with emotion, "My biological mother died in childbirth. I was abandoned. Nobody wanted me. I was about to become just another statistic, another forgotten orphan. But this woman, this incredible woman, she chose me. She was a single nurse making barely enough for herself. But she looked at an orphan baby and said, 'I will raise her.'" The audience was completely silent now. For 18 years, she raised me alone. She worked herself to exhaustion. She went hungry so I could eat. She wore torn clothes so I could have new ones. She sacrificed every dream she ever had so I could have mine. She is not my biological mother, but she's the only mother I have ever known, the only mother I will ever need. And everything I am, everything I will ever be, is because of her." Hope's voice broke. "Mama, please stand up." Grace stood up, tears streaming down her face. "Mama, I know you don't like attention. I know you just wanted to love me quietly. But the world needs to see you. The world needs to know what real love looks like, what real sacrifice looks like, what a real mother looks like." The entire auditorium erupted in applause. Standing ovation. Hundreds of people on their feet, clapping, crying. Professors, students, parents, everyone. Hope came down from the stage, walked straight to Grace, and placed her medical degree in her mother's hands. "This is yours, Mama, not mine. Yours. Because without you, there would be no me. Without your sacrifice, I wouldn't be standing here. You're the doctor. You healed me when I was broken. You saved me when nobody else would. This degree belongs to you." Grace collapsed into her daughter's arms, sobbing. 18 years of struggle. 18 years of doubt. 18 years of people telling her she was wasting her life. And here, in this moment, it all made sense. Every sleepless night, every skipped meal, every sacrifice. Worth it. All of it. Worth it. Today, Dr. Hope runs a free clinic for underprivileged children. Children with no parents. Children the system has forgotten. And beside her, working as the clinic administrator, is Grace. Retired from nursing now, living comfortably in a nice apartment that Hope bought for her. Wearing new clothes, eating 3 meals a day, finally being taken care of the way she took care of her daughter. Every child who comes through that clinic, Hope tells them Grace's story. "This woman saved my life. Not because she had to, but because she chose to. And if someone chose me, that means someone can choose you too. You are not forgotten. You are not worthless. You are worthy of love. So let me ask you something. Who is your Grace? Who in your life chose you when they didn't have to? Who sacrificed for you without expecting anything in return? Your mother? Your father? A teacher? A friend? An aunt? A stranger? Call them. Right now, after this video, call them and say thank you. Say, "I see you. I see what you did for me. And I am grateful." Because the Graces of this world don't do it for recognition. They do it for love. But they deserve to know that their sacrifice mattered. That it wasn't in vain. That the person they poured into became something beautiful. And if you're a Grace, if you're the one sacrificing for someone else, if you're the one loving when it's hard, if you're the one choosing someone nobody else wants, hear me clearly. You are a hero. You're changing the world one life at a time. And even if they never say thank you, even if they never acknowledge it, God sees you. The universe sees you. And what you're doing matters. Before you go, I need you to do 5 things. First, hit that like button if this story absolutely destroyed you emotionally. Second, share this video with the person who is your Grace. Let them know they matter. Third, Share it with someone who needs to hear that they're worthy of being chosen. Fourth, drop a comment. Tell me about your grace. Tell me who saved you. I read every single comment. And fifth, subscribe to this channel and smash that notification bell, because every week we bring you stories about real people doing extraordinary things that will restore your faith in humanity. Remember Grace holding that baby in the hospital and making a choice that would cost her everything and give her everything at the same time. Remember Hope standing on that stage and saying, "You are my mother, not by blood, but by choice." Love is a choice. Sacrifice is a choice. Family is a choice. And the most beautiful families are the ones that choose each other every single day. Now go. Hug your grace. Thank you, Grace. Be someone's grace. Because in a world that's quick to abandon, we need more people who choose to stay. In a world that's quick to judge, we need more people who choose to love. In a world that values blood over bond, we need more people like Grace who prove that the deepest connections are the ones we choose to make. Your life can be someone's miracle. Your sacrifice can be someone's salvation. Your choice can be someone's everything. Choose love every single time.